And we should be live. Are we live? Number 5 alive. Hey, I had some things that I was trying. I guess I can take these off. I was making sure I had my microphone on and everything. Anyway, I had some things that I was going to go over on this live stream, and then I forgot what they were. But then I remembered a couple of them, so I put them down on a notepad. So we'll get into that in a few minutes. Hope everybody is doing wonderful out there and making some money. I tell you what, you know, I love Spark, and I'm not going to stop doing Spark. But here, y'all check this out. Let's see. There we go. Check out those orders. Are those not some just bad orders? Like $11 for 2.4 miles, $9, and that's one order. That's bad. But this one, $9 for two orders, that's horrible. And look at these. The $10, $9, $7, $13, $11, and $11. That is horrible. And the thing is, a lot of people are taking these because they think they're going to make big money with these incentives. But you take a $9 order and you're going to get a $3 incentive, maybe a $4 incentive. That's only $13. That's horrible. Hey, Stacy, how you doing? Hope you're out there making some money because I certainly wasn't. I did a little bit of ride share, and that I don't know. I think I did one more. It ended up it was 6 trips. I remember that 6 trips, $37.61. I don't even know the miles. It was horrible. It was kind of funny though. I picked up a couple of guys over there at Walmart, and they had messaged me and said that they had ASAP is sending out notifications if anybody's in Wichita Falls and they want to do Bite Squad. Apparently, surge pricing is available for a limited time. $4 extra per order. And, on your food orders, those kind of incentives are okay. I'm all about, how you doing, pork chop? Hope you're doing well tonight. But those incentives on the food orders are okay. But like on Spark, man, you're really not going to be making that much because if you're lucky, you can get 2 orders in, and if you're really lucky, I guess you could get 3 orders in because there has been a lot of other orders coming in that are not on the round robin hour. Let me get rid of this. So, hey, how do y'all? Where is it? Oh, right here. How y'all like my new sign? Ordered that on Amazon the other day. I thought it was kind of cool. I like the Flintstones. Anyway, yeah, yeah, it was bad. How you doing, Jerry? How you doing, Mister Giggity? Hope everything is going well down your way. It's getting cold up here. I don't know if that cold front made it down as far as where you're at or not, but it's a little chilly. My computer is showing it as 47 degrees right now. Yeah, I believe it. I get cold easy. I guess radiation does that to you. I used to work outside and it didn't bother me. I mean, I'd have ice, literally ice, hanging off my mustache and stuff. There ain't no way I could handle that now. I know when you work out there, your body kind of acclimates with the weather, you know, from season to season. But I just don't know if I'd want to do it. 60 degrees. Well, that's pretty cool for down there, I would think. Anyway, I got a quick question for y'all because one of the things, and I brought up my notepad right here so I wouldn't forget, is I got a new webcam, and I haven't got to try it in front of anybody or get anybody. All I can see is what it looks like on my monitor. I'm just kind of curious. I'm going to switch monitors or cameras and y'all tell me what you think. This is with my regular camera, what you're watching right now, and I'm gonna, there it is, switch over. And is there a huge difference? 55. Ooh. Oh man. See on my monitor, it looks like it's a huge difference. But yeah, it's kind of blurry, isn't it? It's like not in focus, and then it looks grainy to me. But on my end, I don't know how it looks on y'all's end. Yeah, it is blurry though. It looks like it's zooming. Maybe it's trying to autofocus. Not sure. So yeah. Well, I've had the camera just sporadically just quit working. I guess it's the driver. I'm gonna switch back, but I guess it's the driver that just quits working from time to time. Did that switch? Yeah, there it went. That looks a little out of focus to me. I got it set on autofocus anyway, but I wanted to have a backup, and I had to do a review on this webcam anyway. I don't think I've released that review yet, but so it looks blurry. Any other words on that? Doesn't look like it's trying to focus. It looks like you might have either too much foreground or background light, and it's confusing it. Okay. All right. Well, I won't make y'all be the guinea pigs. But I have a little ring light right here. Let's. Well, I don't even. Nah, we'll do it some other time. But it's definitely not as sharp. I don't think. But well, I don't know. Here. What else we got to do? Y'all just wow. I don't even know where that power cord's at. Hold that thought. Okay, we're just gonna set that right there. Okay. That's quite a man, that's bright, isn't it? It seems bright to me. All right, now let's switch it again. I don't know. What do you think? Did the light make any difference? It looks like it's kind of really blown out now. Hmm. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, not good. I don't think it's good at all. But there's a little difference between a $79 webcam and a $2,000 mirrorless camera. But anyway, I'm sure if I played with that webcam a little bit, because you can go in and adjust the settings, like your brightness and your hue and all that. But I just haven't messed with it a whole lot. But I just kind of wanted for something for a backup. Anyway, that light, if I don't, that looks like it's too bright anyway. It's blinding me. I'm just going to lay it down. Anyhow, where were we? Um, oh. I just want to check something. Let me see if I can pull this up. How you doing? How you doing? Let's remove this. Now, let's see if I can bring this screen up. What was I going to bring up? And I tell you what. Oh, it won't bring up a new tab, will it? Well. Anyway, what I was getting at is that poll question that I did the other day. And it reads, in your opinion, do YouTube, I put YT, channels doing giveaways come across as trying to gain subscribers by doing giveaways? And, it kind of surprised me a little bit. 54% said yes, 26% not really, 13% not at all, and 7% no. And that's out of 46 votes. I was just kind of curious because I know if you say you're going to have a giveaway next week and people tell each other about it, then you got people that don't ever watch you that will come there just for the giveaway. And I don't want to do stuff like that. I want, if I'm going to give something away, I want it to be to you guys, the ones that are here and are here every week or when they can. I realize not everybody can be here every week, but when they can. So I'm really kind of thinking, get rid of that. That's, even though it's on my blind side, I still got a little peripheral vision. But anyway, what I think I'd like to do is, I don't know, see what y'all think. What if I just did like random giveaways and not even say nothing about it, in the future? And then whoever is here, if there's just one person here, then odds are they're going to win. And if there's 10 people here, then 1 out of the 10, or if there's 15 or 20. But I don't want somebody coming to the channel and watching the video or the live just for a giveaway. Because I don't know. I'd rather give it to somebody, get giggity. He won. There's proof that I really do. And I send the stuff. Anyway, because I've got some stuff that I'd like to give away. Some of it's maybe not that great, and some of it's decent. Well, some of it, yeah. Yes, I do pay for it. Well, you should feel like a winner anyway. Everybody should feel like one. Everybody is a winner, in my opinion, because you're still here and you're still breathing. That makes you the winner. Y'all, what was that old song that makes me the winner? Who sang that? Some of you older folks may, I say older folks, anybody that's probably 40 and above. It wasn't Bobby Bear that sang that. Oh man, I can hear the song in my head, but I can't think of it. How you doing, Rodney? It is going well, my friend. Just trying to stay warm. I wish we could get some more orders though, because the spark orders I've been getting have been horrible. Oh, and another thing. I just brought up my little notepad again. And actually, Pork Chop had emailed me about this, and because I had mentioned not having insurance before. But my doctor, I went to the doctor a couple of weeks ago, and she had told me about it also. But it's I signed up for it and I got approved. And I'm just going to read you what I have written down so I don't get it all mixed up. I said, do you have medical insurance? If not, now through December 15th, there is open enrollment for what was formerly known as Obamacare. Your coverage would begin January 1st, 2023. And before you make jokes and criticize the Obamacare thing, you need to check it out. It's at healthcare.gov. I'm not pushing it. If you don't have insurance, though, you might check into it. The plan that I've got, I think it had a 750 or a 850 deductible. I can't remember. And all this insurance is through Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Um, at least here it is anyway. I don't know if that's nationwide or just in Texas. But anyway, my insurance, it's going to come out to where it won't cost me anything because of where my income level is, and if I step down a little bit in the policies, then it will cover it. So if you don't have insurance, healthcare.gov, at least check it out. It don't cost you anything, and you have till December 15th to sign up. Might be worth it because my doctor's been pushing me to get the scan, since I've had cancer in my throat. And my normal doctor, my cancer doctor, unfortunately won't see me because I don't have insurance, which I know that's the way it is, and if somebody thinks differently, you're thinking wrong because if you don't have insurance, a lot of places you're not going to receive the same care. Anybody can blow smoke all they want to, but I've worked in the healthcare industry, and I can tell you, if you have insurance, you will be taken care of. If you don't have insurance, 50-50. So I'm got anyway. That's why my doctor was pushing for me to get the insurance, just so I can get a scan done, just for preventative, and to kind of, I was supposed to get one, every 2 or 3 years, but I haven't. But if Pork Chop says if someone doesn't want to do it online, I can give a number for a broker that will help them. Yeah. Go ahead and put the number up there, Pork Chop, if you want to. I think you sent that to me in that email. Uh, I, I will say this about Blue Cross and Blue Shield. I worked for them for a few years, and actually Emily still works for them. But they're a good insurance company. But when I was working for the state of Texas out here at North Texas State Hospital, that's when I developed the cancer. And at that time, we had United Healthcare, and it paid so much better than Blue Cross and Blue Shield did in that particular instance. If you have another kind of cancer, if you have some other issues going on, maybe Blue Cross pays better. But on my particular situation, United paid better. But any insurance that will pay and doesn't cost you an arm and a leg is worth having. And I will tell you that Blue Cross and Blue Shield is, well, I don't know how much it is now. I made the mistake of wearing my Blue Cross and Blue Shield, one of our t-shirts, to a doctor's appointment one time. And the people in the lobby was hitting me up. You know how much I pay for that? And that's for individual policies. They were paying over $800 a month. And I know a lot of people don't hardly make $800 a month total income. So I paid 100% of my claims. That's good. That's why I say this was, let's see, I think I've been 6 years. I think it's been about 6 years for my cancer. And like I said, at first we was United, and then the state of Texas switched to Blue Cross and Blue Shield. And as far as I know, they still are. But Blue Cross and Blue Shield is good insurance. There's no question in that. But anyway, y'all check it out if you don't have insurance. And if you do, then good job. What do y'all think about, and I didn't even know this. I was watching Pedro. I think he did it on a short, and he said he was going to make a video on it, but I didn't see it. But I looked it up. What do y'all think about DoorDash laying off 1,280 corporate employees? Think it's going to trickle down? You think DoorDash is finally going to get what they got coming? And I'm not bashing. I got in trouble the other day for calling it. I didn't really get in trouble, but someone in this chat here brought it to my attention that I shouldn't bash DoorDash. And I tell you what, and I even said it earlier today, if Spark orders don't start getting better, as much as I hate to say it, DoorDash may be back in good graces, or I may good graces with DoorDash or whatever. Because if you're getting $6.50 to $8 DoorDash orders and you're doing 6 or 7 of them an hour, and these Spark orders have been coming in at $7 to $9 an order, DoorDash may be paying as good as Spark. And I didn't see that one coming, but it's coming. But anyway, that's good, Rodney. That is absolutely great. Yeah, it's the office folks. But I'm just wondering I don't know. And I'm not making a prediction on it at all on DoorDash, but I'm just wondering if it's going to have a trickle effect, you know? They didn't get laid off, they got demoted to a driver. It would probably it would change a lot of the corporate people's opinions and their thoughts and the way they think if they actually got out there and drove. And not what did that Tony guy didn't they if I remember right, was it last year or the year before last when he went and did a 6 hours of DoorDash or 4 hours of DoorDash? That was a joke. But anyway, I don't know. I would like to see some of these companies have to get out there and see what it's really like, and maybe it would change. But when you look at it from their side as a company owner and stockholders and whatever, if you can get somebody to deliver an order for $3, wouldn't you rather pay them $3 than pay somebody $9? I mean, that's just business. My issue with it is the quality of services you're going to get. Sadly, there's a lot of people that, regardless of how much they get paid, are going to treat the orders the same way, and that's just throw it up there on the front porch and go. And then you have some people that'll take those little $3 or $4 orders and treat them like they're gold. And that's the drivers that need to be out there. The ones just throwing stuff up there. I don't know how often y'all get on Reddit, but if you get on Reddit, and I've seen it on the Spark driver part of the Reddit, and I've seen some of the people posting their ratings. I don't know how they're even driving, to be honest with you. But yeah, in some ways you get what you pay for. But and if you're looking at it from a company's point, the problem is if you don't give good service, and this is what I've been saying for the last 6, 7 months, maybe close to a year, with the order payout going down and down and down, you get people that care less and less and less. And yes, you can make more money by paying that driver less, but at what cost? Eventually, it's going to catch up with you, and you're gonna sink your own ship. It may take it a while, but you're gonna sink your own ship. How you doing, Mr. Drone Days? Who at Music City Gig Hustlers? Where are you going tonight, Rodney? I need the list. I'm gonna troll you. Oh, Reddit is full of bad people. And well, on the Spark one, I've seen some pretty bad comments, but then I've seen some pretty good ones too. So I find it entertaining. It's kind of like YouTube, you can get some ideals and some things that might be beneficial. But remember, it's more entertainment than anything. And then there's a few, even me, I'm not no teacher and I don't claim to be. And well, there was one thing that I did do a short video on, like literally a short, it's 26 seconds. And that one, I wished I would have found that video, and I figured out. I don't I don't remember if Emily. No, he showed me how to mute the Uber Eats. But anyway, on the Google Maps to get rid of the steps instead of the driving. I hate that when you got about 3 blocks to go and it goes to steps. And I could never figure it out, and finally got it figured out. I made a little short video on that. But in most of my stuff, I'm just rambling, and it's not educational, but it's more of the entertaining side. At least I hope it is. Have been on the list for 7 months. I read it, sometimes learn, but a lot of bad ideas. Yeah. You have to pick and choose what you read into, because there are some good points on there. And if you see the Spark one, you probably know the guy had like a, oh, it's terrible. It was like a 80% on time arrival. And hey, Steve, how you doing? Mr. Rideshare Rodeo himself is in the house. That sound like them big YouTubers in the house. Oh, but anyway, his acceptance, all his ratings was horrible, and it's people like that that I figure they're the ones that'll be on there in about a month complaining about being deactivated, and they won't know why they got deactivated. That's what gets me. 90% of the time when you get deactivated, you can say anything you want to, and you can feel about it any way you want to. But if you really stop and think about it, you probably caused that situation and caused that to happen. I'm not saying all the time. There are times when something's completely out of your control. That's why I just said 90%, because there's that 10% that I think people really get screwed over. Why did that get blocked? I don't know why that. Smash that like button and hit the subscribe button. Definitely. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up, whatever you want to do. Just do something. Like I said, just keep smiling. Just keep doing something. And I don't know why that got blocked. Maybe the capital S, maybe. I don't know. Anyhow, your acceptance ratings really don't matter much in most situations, but you really ought to, your on time arrivals and stuff like that. You really ought to try to get them up there. Spark is watching you, Brandon. Let him. I have not said anything to incriminate myself. Matter of fact, I said I love Spark, but they're getting crappy. I will say that. And like I was saying, from a stockholder's point of view or a corporate point of view, you know, if you was paying a driver $23 to deliver 2 orders, and you can get somebody else to deliver 2 orders for $9, which one are you going to do? It's kind of obvious. But the thing of it is I had speaking of Reddit, I had read one on there a little while ago, and I was going to save that. Uh, Somebody was on Reddit complaining about getting deactivated, and somebody that worked for the Walmart, I believe, said the reason why they got deactivated because the customer said they didn't receive their orders, two different orders. They were both Xboxes. That's $1,000, you know. And they apparently they took a picture of the inside of their trunk. I don't know. I guess to show that they didn't have them. I don't know. But if you don't pay somebody good, a lot of times you're not going to get good service. And you could put $1 million in the trunk of my car and want me to deliver it down the street or across town, and you can count it. Every penny of it's going to be there. Well, a million. I don't know. I might have to think about that one. But $1,000. Seriously though, two Xboxes, $1,000. Is that really worth it? Apparently, to somebody it was. And then they wonder why they got deactivated. They don't think they're going to get caught, and they think that $1,000 was worth losing their ability to make, 500 to $1,000 a week. 2 weeks worth of work. 3 weeks. Well, here lately, about a month. No, it's not that bad. But yeah, it is not getting very good. I'm boycotting Spark till after the holidays. And that was something else. You said that on Reddit they was talking about a lot of people, and I read this earlier today, and I don't know if it's a late post or what, but they said a lot of people they've been hearing about a lot of people getting deactivated from Spark since the deals for days thing is over. I don't know. I have a feeling a lot of people are getting deactivated because they wasn't delivering the stuff that they were supposed to be delivering because they've been hiring left and right, oversaturating it like DoorDash. And you get a lot of new drivers and they don't know that that GPS map is going to take them a lot of times may take them to the wrong house. And they don't know to flip over and to look at the app and see what the app says. Don't pay. You can use that GPS to get you close, but when you get down to the actual address, you better look at that app because sometimes it can be 2, 3 houses off or across the street. So don't depend on that. And a lot of the new drivers probably don't know that, and they're going by that, and they probably are putting it in the wrong places, and it's making it look like it's not getting delivered. And in those cases, when you get deactivated for that, that's not good. How you doing, Miss Rideshare Lisa? Is there a chance a customer did get the Xbox and just said they didn't so they could get a refund? Absolutely. Happens all the time. But you don't know. You know, I think a lot of people that get deactivated just make up stories to make it not look like their fault. But if you take your picture, and I don't know how it is everywhere, and if Stacy's still here, she can attest to this. There was a lady that's in that on the Facebook group that actually works for Walmart, and she gets phone calls. She said, I just caught part of it. Something about she gets phone calls all day long of customer complaints saying they didn't get the order. She investigates that and goes and looks, and she finds the pictures where the item is there and it shows the house. So if whoever investigates it's put forth the effort, a lot of times you can clear your name or prove that you did deliver it. But that's why you really need to take a picture as much of the house as possible. And if you can get the address in there, that's great. But a lot of places don't have addresses. So anyway, but yes, it's absolutely possible for somebody to say they didn't get it. just like DoorDash orders. The bad thing is, usually your Walmart orders are quite a bit of items. It's not one or two items. If they're missing one or two items, it could have fell out of the sack and be rolling around in the trunk of the person's car, the driver's car, or it could just not have got loaded at all. And I do know well, I'm 99.9% sure there was a particular loader working at a particular Walmart that stole some eyeshadow because I was supposed to deliver it. And just so happens I knew the lady that I was supposed to be delivering it to. So she was in a habit of just throwing stuff in the trunk and didn't give you a chance to scan it. I put a stop to that one though. And that's something else. If y'all are going to do Walmart Spark, and I know Lisa and some more in here do Spark, but we have a loader, and I'm sure there's loaders all over the country that want to just throw that stuff in your trunk. And I've tried to tell her and tell her and tell her I have to scan those items. The other day I stopped her. Literally, I stepped between her and the shopping cart and my trunk. And I said, no, I have to scan those items. She wasn't too happy about it. But she wound up getting a talking to. I don't know the outcome of it, and I don't care the outcome of it as long as it was brought to her attention, and hopefully she will correct her ways. Anyway, Midwest Express YouTube guy got deactivated, yeah, and I know he wouldn't do anything sneaky. He appealed with no luck. Yeah, I don't think he'd do anything sneaky either. I watch him, and I know he don't. He has said before he don't watch other YouTubers, so to each his own. I like watching other people personally, but yeah, he comes across to me as the type that he wouldn't do it. He's retired military. He's already got a good income coming in without this. So there's dishonest people in Spark and DoorDash and everything else. Let's see, what did I miss? Lisa forgot something. I don't know what she forgot. Hey, T-Ron, I didn't see you come in the door. I'm sorry, I forgot. Okay, well, whatever you're sorry for, I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I heard of other people who get deactivated from Spark. It's hard to get back on. I called them the other day. I have another phone, and the phone service that I have is horrible. And I don't know if it's happening to everybody, but here, especially lately, and I really kind of think it's Walmart servers. Because if y'all know enough, a little bit about servers and databases and stuff like that, if you have too many users on one server, it bogs it down and slows it down. And I'm kind of thinking that might be the issue. But anyway, I was going to try my other phone, so I bought those minutes to activate it over on Verizon, and I was going to see if there was a difference. And I called the lady, or I called somebody at Spark to see if I could activate that phone with my account. But she said I had to have a different number, and I couldn't use two accounts at once. And I think there's some people that's using two accounts at once. I don't know how well that would work, especially if you went to go get loaded. The loaders would notice. I don't know. But have y'all had that little wheel? Because a lot of times I'll get the notification at the top of my phone that says first come, first serve. And I'll go to, move over to the screen that the app's on, and then the wheel's just turning. And by the time it stops, that order's gone. And I don't know if it's because of US Cellular phone service, or if it's because Spark has hired so many people, they have way too many users running off one server. Are y'all having the same issue? And this is on the Android phone. Tim was talking earlier, and he said something about Apple or iPhones, but I didn't quite catch what he was saying. I was trying to do some things here and I missed it. Oh, you forgot? Did you? Well, I know you was on Tim's live earlier. Did Oh, he thinks that's what he was talking about, a Samsung. But I heard him saying something about iPhones. They don't have the issue. So it could be a Samsung. So I guess not everybody's getting that little wheel turn. That's costing money. You know, I figured it might be US Cellular, and then I thought maybe it's too many new drivers and they're bogging down the servers. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I heard it. Another people who gets deactivated for Spark, they're gonna have to start obtaining signatures or scanning IDs or something for these high dollar items. That would that would really be a good idea. You know, the other day I wondered how much money I had in my car. I had a 50-inch TV will fit in the back of a 2011 sedan Infinity. 55-inch will not. Anyway, I had a 50-inch TV, two they weren't Xboxes. What's that other one? PlayStation, whatever the PlayStations is that's popular and everything. Probably whatever they had on the deals for days the other day. Uh, two or three of the Apple smartwatches. And I'm sitting there thinking, how much money am I hauling around in this car right now? But those items like that. Oh, and there was some Apple AirPods, little earbud things, AirPods, and but people signing for stuff like that would be. I think it would be a good idea. Would be a better idea, or not a better idea? Another good idea if Walmart Spark would do away with the ability to adjust the tip after delivery. Uh, Absolutely, this I don't even know the word. Despise whatever people that take a tip away. And I agree, tips, the customer has a right to adjust the tip. However, I do think they should have to call in to support and tell them why they want it adjusted and not just adjust it because they just want to. He was wanting to get onto an iPhone. I don't know if I don't know. I've never had an iPhone. I've used my mom's a little bit. It confuses me. I like buttons. An iPhone, I don't know. I just don't. I you know that's just it. I think if you're an iPhone user, you love them, and if you're a Android user, you love them. But I guess it's all in what you get used to. I know iPhones have good cameras, so when I first got started getting into getting cell phones, I wanted one with a good camera. I didn't care about anything else because they all text and they all make voice calls, games, and all that stuff. I could care less about it. I don't use a phone to play games on anyway. I do play a little slot game on mine, but other than that, I don't use any of that stuff. So the camera was my priority. I wish I would have went with an iPhone instead of the Motorola Edge was. I don't know. This customer took $10 tip from me Monday. I have them all the time. We have one particular customer here, and I know where she lives and everything else. So when I see it, I don't take them. She lives in a third-story apartment, and she generally will tip $15 to $25. And three times Third time's a charm because that was the last time she removed the tip. All three times. And you can't do anything besides set it in front of their, not blocking their door, but just to the edge of their door where it's right there. You know, it's not like I set it to the bottom of the stairs. I put it up at her door every time. She removed the tip every time. So, yeah, I'm kind of got, and I probably missed a good order the other day because the tip was, it was like $25, and it made the total like $35, something like that. And I rejected it, but it's because it had so much stuff with it, and it wasn't the neighborhood where it was going. I don't know that will make, you don't know people's situation. Just because they live in a lower class neighborhood doesn't mean they don't have money in the bank. Nevertheless, I just had a little gut feeling that it was probably going to be a tip baiter. So when they're really high tips, and unless it's going to a really rich house, I don't take them. I've there for a while. I was looking every day at after the tips went through to see if the tips went through or not. And like Emily said, it's just discouraging when you look because then you know. And I know knowledge is power, but man, that's real disheartening when you think you made $160 one day and you find out $40 or $50 got removed from tips. And that just is discouraging. So I try not to look now. There was one the other day that I looked to see, and it did go through. Okay. Anyway, I just don't like tip baiters. And I kind of wonder, well, we never know what these apps are doing. We don't know if the tips are truly being removed by the customer or if the app company, what do you call them, like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Walmart Spark, we don't know if they're not keeping some of those tips. We don't know. No way to prove it. I wouldn't accuse any of these companies of doing that, but I would question it. Who knows? All right. Yeah, I'm going to keep my 13 Pro Max till they make an iPhone that cures cancer. Well, I want to get one of those then. Just preventative. Keep it from coming back. The whole 24-hour thing with adjusting the tip is a bunch of BS, too. What if someone gets in a bad mood for whatever reason, picks up their phone and says, "Oh, I'm going to take it out on the driver." Yep, exactly. Check out the Des Moines, Iowa yesterday. The guy Ubered to the Uber to the bank. The guy robbed the bank. Then he hijacked the Uber driver and stole his car. They finally caught him today in Minnesota. Good grief. And that sounds like a movie in the making. What I do is a screenshot all my trips and check the next day against my tips the next day and keep the track of who tip baited me. Yeah. Um, I don't do all of them, but some of those that, because I did, I think it was Monday, I took an order and I was doing a video and it was, I said, "Is it a unicorn?" Because to me, would be a unicorn. It was like $48. And on that one, I did screenshot it. Those higher tipped ones, I do screenshot them, but you got to make sure you get EOS, ENS. Anyway, you got to make sure you get that number so you can match it up. So yeah, but that's a good idea. Grandpa, your voice is going to be on my next short. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I made a short and your voice is in the background. Oh, well, that's cool. Maybe I get popular. Maybe somebody will find out who I am. I keep track of all my orders and go back and see if the customers adjusted the tip between me and one of our driver. We've recognized 3 people tip fading, tip fading since day one. I talk for those of you that are familiar with Gary and Gary's apps, Middleton Technology, and that's another thing. If you use Uber Eats, Grubhub, and Uber X, you might check out Maximo. That's a really cool app, and it doesn't. Para there for a while got in trouble for going into the back door of DoorDash. This doesn't see anything that you don't see. It just eliminates having to reject orders because you can set the filters on it to automatically reject. Anyway, what I was getting at is I had sent Gary an email to see if there was a way to make an app, and it would be more of a database really, where it could input the information like that. Instead of having to do screenshots, it would store that information. And then if you got an order with that matched that address, you would get a notification. But in the terms of use of Walmart Spark, it says you can't harvest information. So that's kind of I don't know, it's an iffy deal. I don't know if that would technically be a violation of it, but you're not sharing that information. It wouldn't be any different than writing it down and keeping it for yourself on your own phone or whatever. So I don't know. I think it'd be a really useful app. And heck yeah, I'd pay for it too. But because I can't keep up with all that. The one girl in that apartment, I know that name, and I know that apartment because actually that was the first apartment complex I ever lived in, so I can remember that one. We reported them to Walmart. Haven't seen an order in their addresses since. But is it really a? Can Walmart really do anything about it though? That I don't know what they could do. I think Walmart ought to be responsible for that personally, and I really think they should remove the ability to adjust that. Like I said a while ago, I have no issues with a customer adjusting a tip or removing the tip, but I do have an issue when, like you just said, where if they get in a bad mood, or if their bananas are too green and they didn't notice them before, and all of a sudden they're mad at the driver because they got green bananas or an avocado you could use for a baseball. We don't control that unless you do the shopping order. If you're doing a shopping order, that is kind of on you. But if you're just doing a regular curbside, we have nothing to do with that. And I think if a customer wants to remove a tip, they should have to call in and tell them why. And then it would be up to customer service to approve that or not approve that. And then the curbside pickup, if the customer says, well, my avocados was hard as a rock, and I just don't think I should have to tip for that. And they could explain to them that the driver has nothing to do with that. And they apologize for the situation and give them a credit for it. You can give them the 79 cents back or the 89 cents, whatever the avocados were. I'm just using that for an example. That's just my thoughts, but what I know. I'm just an old guy sitting in front of a camera rattling his mind. Vicky, how you doing? Vicky says, having issues with customer ratings. I'm a part-timer, but dropped to 4.2. No clue why. A text and order as approved. Um, I wouldn't. I just look for addresses so I know where not to go. Yeah. And sometimes if you deliver to the same addresses a lot, you start to recognize them, or they might look familiar. As far as your ratings go, your customer ratings, it takes a while, and Lisa can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's on a 50 delivery rotation cycle. So, and it takes if you drop point 0.1, it takes a while to get that back up. And all it takes is one person to say, my avocados were hard, and I'm going to give this driver a 4-star rating or a 3-star. Yes, it's 50. Okay. So every 50 deliveries, it should rotate and those older ones will drop off. A 4.2, I really wouldn't, because 4.2 should still be on the orange. Yeah, it's in the metrics. If you click over on the metrics, you can see as long as you're still in the orange, you'll be all right. But just make sure, you're not sitting in front of their, especially if they have a storm door or a screen door, make sure you don't set it in front of there. And uh, if you have to set it up there and they don't have much room, make sure where it swings out. And I wouldn't physically get it and swing it. Just kind of guesstimate at it. Guesstimate at it. Just don't set it right in front of the screen door. And a lot of times, make sure you put like your bread and eggs and stuff like that kind of to the side or on top. Like if they have water, set it on top of the cases of water. Just little things. Just I don't know. The way I've always looked at stuff and the way I've always tried to treat people and everything, just imagine if that was your mom's groceries or your grandparents' groceries or your kids' groceries or whatever, providing you get along well with them, of course. But just treat people and treat their stuff just like it would be if it was your mom's or whatever. You know, and then there's some people you're not going to please no matter what you do. You could take it in there, put it up for them, and prepare their food for them, and they're not going to be happy. It's just people. Some people are just like that, unfortunately. But you know, just you can only do so much. Just make sure what you're doing, you're comfortable with doing it, and if you know you're doing the right thing, heck with it. You know what you're doing. Nobody else knows. You do though. And there's been a couple of situations where I wanted to set some water on top of their bread, especially when they at night and stuff when they don't turn porch lights on. That's why I bought a light and I'll light up their front yard with it. I don't care if it shines in their windows or not. I don't turn it to where it would blind them at the door. I don't want somebody walking out not knowing that they're getting a delivery and they can't see, and then because a lot of places are in the rural areas out in the country, and a lot of folks have weapons, and a lot of folks don't like people coming up in their yard after dark. So anyway, there's situations where I ain't been happy with the customer, but I still give them the same care that I would if it was my mama's stuff. That's just the way I think. That, thanks so much. Yep, that's the way I feel. I always think of my mom's grocery. Exactly. That's just it. And that's the way you got to treat people too. Not just in this, but in everyday life. Don't have to treat people like they're a stranger. And if they smile at you, it don't mean they're flirting with you, and it don't mean they're wanting anything. Just smile back and if you don't want to converse, just keep walking. But a little smile and a how you doing or whatever, can go a long ways, especially if somebody's had a really bad day. You know, maybe they just come from a funeral, or maybe they're going to a funeral, or maybe their spouse or whatever is sick, or they don't feel good. Just a little smile and how you doing, that can change somebody's day quite a bit. You know, I've had days that I didn't want to be out at work at all, and one person, even a patient, can be nice to you, and that can make your day change. You know, I say patient. I'm not talking about I'm talking about a mental patient. When I worked at the state hospital, there was times I didn't want to be there at all. I didn't feel good. I was mad at the world, and just a patient was nice enough to say, "Hey, how you doing today?" and smiled. And it can change a person's outlook on the entire day. And if a person has a good outlook on the day, they're probably going to share that with others. So, anyway, with that being said, since I was rattling my head off again, that being said, I'm going to get out of here, folks, and see what else I can get into before bedtime. And I really appreciate y'all coming by, and y'all keep smiling, keep hustling, and treat everybody nice, and do whatever you can to brighten somebody's day. Because y'all certainly brighten mine just by being here. Makes it all worth it. Y'all keep smiling, dashing, dancing, prancing, doing whatever it is you're going to do. Just keep doing something. Because you're going to get old and gray if you don't. I'll see y'all in the next video. Thanks again for coming by, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Bye.